This is Ryan, and welcome back to the Angel Scrolls Reverse Song Podcast. In my last episode, I mentioned how I was going to be doing the complete reversal of Bob Marley's Exodus album, and today, we're premiering that reverse album right now. Over the past few months, I've been focusing more on full album reversals, because I've noticed something that becomes clearer. The longer you work with this language, some albums aren't just collections of songs. They're structured like chapters in a spiritual narrative. When you reverse them as a whole, the messages line up in sequence, almost as if they were designed to be heard together. Themes repeat, evolve, and reinforce each other in ways you don't get when you jump from artist to artist. Exodus is one of those albums. Forward, it's already one of the most influential reggae records ever made. Prophetic, uplifting, and deeply spiritual. Marley was tapping into something higher when he wrote it, and you can feel that energy in every track. But when you reverse Exodus, a new layer emerges. The spiritual content becomes more pronounced. Certain concepts appear across multiple songs, almost like the angels are threading a story through the album. And that's why episode 31 is dedicated entirely to this project, exploring the interdimensional messages woven through Marley's most powerful work. So let's begin the journey into the reversed Exodus album and see what unfolds. No doubt it is going to be one of the most remarkable reverse albums I have had the privilege of transcribing so far. So before we get into the reversals, I want to look at the life of a man whose music carried the heartbeat of heaven itself. Born in 9 Mile, Jamaica in 1945, Bob came from humble beginnings, but his purpose was anything but small. From the start, he believed music was a divine calling, a way to awaken souls and unite people beyond race, class, and creed. Every lyric he sang was a prayer, every rhythm a heartbeat of the universe. Marley's faith was Rastafarianism, and through this belief, Bob found his preferred religion, one built on love, unity, and peaceful resistance against oppression. His dreadlocks, his vegetarian life, his chants of one love, all were sacred acts of devotion, but his journey wasn't without pain. In 1977, Bob discovered a cancer beneath his toenail. Because of his faith, he refused amputation, believing the body should remain whole. Even as the illness spread, he kept performing, kept preaching peace, kept singing for God. By 1981, his body was fading, but his spirit was ascending. His final words to his son Ziggy were simple and eternal. Money can't buy life. To Rastafarians, death isn't the end. It's the return to Zion, the reunion with Jah. Bob's passing was seen not as tragedy, but as transformation. His soul moving into the divine rhythm he'd always sung about. So when we listen to his music now, we're not just hearing songs, we're hearing scripture. The sound of a man who lived his faith, carried his message, and crossed into eternity with love still on his lips. These reversals even carry a stronger message, providing proof that he moved on to where he wanted to go. As we open with the first song on the album, Natural Mystic, the angels begin by reminding us that time is nothing when angels reverse, that the spiritual world doesn't move the way we do. They say that when they reverse, time bends, shifts, and becomes a doorway, yet at the same moment, time means everything for the lessons they're trying to send. This reversal fits perfectly with what we're doing here. The angels talk about sending out songs of faith, staying close to serenity, and revealing a vision of holiness where love doesn't hide. They warn that illusion can't fix insanity, and that decency is the path that keeps the mind clear. Then the message becomes personal for our followers. They speak directly about synergy, the spiritual alignment we're learning to recognize, and how I will begin to see unusual vision. They say that as long as the vision is good, you must learn that synergy, because even the softest signal carries meaning when it comes from heaven. There's also a warning: if you unleash a lie and assume no one will know, fear grows in the lessons. But if you share good, God feels you're at home in it. And when loneliness hits, look for a signal, because spiritual family and friends will unite with you. The angels close with a reminder about living with serenity, evolving from a good life and not reaching your loved ones with a ton of sin. It's a call to rise, to purify, and to stay aligned with the mystic current that Marley himself sang about. This is Natural Mystic, and in reverse it becomes a message about time, truth, synergy, and the spiritual path we're walking together. Let's listen. You've been following us for a while, you probably already believe in miracles. And that leads some people to ask a difficult question. If Bob Marley was such a deeply loved and spiritual person, why would God allow him to die the way he did? The answer is actually simple, and it applies not only to the righteous, but to the wicked as well. God cannot create a miracle if that miracle would cause evil in the future, whether to the person receiving it, to others around them, or to their soul's long-term evolution. God sees the future of every one of us. He knows the good we will do not only in this life, but in the lives of those who follow us. If God had healed Bob miraculously, Bob would have needed to be at a spiritual stage where that miracle would not lead to future harm. And even though Bob was ready to be accepted into heaven, God may have seen that, because of the growing evil in humanity, Bob's spiritual path would eventually devolve if he remained on earth. God will never create a miracle that results in future spiritual damage. There are many reasons Bob might have devolved as he got older. One of them could have been his fear of losing part of his body, a fear that might have shaken his belief that he could reach heaven. And if that fear grew, it could have changed his spiritual direction. So God allowed Bob to pass at the moment when his soul was already aligned with heaven, already evolved, already ready. In that sense, his death wasn't a tragedy. It was protection, preservation, and timing guided by divine foresight. As we move into the next song on the album, So Much Things to Say, the reversal opens up one of the clearest windows into Bob's spiritual mission. This is a long song, and the reverse message is packed, not just with emotion, but with revelation. The angels speak directly about Bob's vision, his intention, and the revolution he carried inside him. And what's striking is how closely that revolution mirrors what the angels are trying to do through these reverse songs today. In the reversal, the angels say Bob's vision was revolution, not a violent one, but a spiritual revolution built on love, authority, and divine purpose. They describe his voice as one of the rare voices that actually aligned with angels, a voice assembled in spirituality rather than destruction. They contrast that with the voices in the world that cause death, chaos, and revolt for the sake of religion or their own fears. Bob's mission wasn't that. His mission was to find love, a spiritual love of authority, a divine authority that clears fear and opens the source to God's efforts. The angels also speak about purpose, Bob's purpose, their purpose, and the purpose of anyone who chooses to carry God's vision forward. They say they've fought like Bob fought, carrying a revolution of peace, youth, and God's laws. And they remind us that these emotions, these memories, these challenges in the music are not born from war. They're gifts meant to awaken. Then the reversal shifts into the symbolism of apples. Heaven's gifts, heaven's teachings, heaven's devotion. Bob cherished these apples naturally, and the angels say, heaven hopes these new apples bloom for almost everyone who wants devotion and love. Sharing the nicest apples, they say, is heaven's version of perfect love. And finally, the angels reveal something sacred, that heaven holds a convention, a gathering meant to find the curious, the seekers, the ones who carry a force for good. Bob was one of them, and this song in reverse becomes part of that same sacred convention. This is So Much Things to Say, a long reversal, a deep reversal, and one of the clearest messages about Bob's spiritual revolution and the angelic revolution happening right now. Let's listen.
Thinking would all this medicine in room, but that was so was all out. It was all out. Yeah, it's a steep it's again. So, let's not have street, not nuts. What we still feel hours. This is yeah, and it's in Vicky Welshers. Don't let it be a foot look on the
All right, everyone. The next reversal on Bob Marley's Exodus album is Guiltiness. And this one carries a very different kind of message. In this reversal, the angels talk about something deeply important for anyone following this spiritual work: how to stand in the world, how to respond to negativity, and how to defend truth without losing your peace. The angels begin by saying that heaven's presence here is special, and because of that, We're meant to challenge evil with spiritual empathy, not anger. They encourage us to stay connected to the social circles we're already in, because hope grows in community, not isolation. They say that even I will be testing that empathy, and that all of us have it within the circles that exist in hope. Then comes the key message: angels who never defend themselves aren't sending belief where you are. In other words, if you never speak up for truth, your truth never reaches anyone. The angels aren't asking for aggression. They're asking for clarity, logic, and presence. They want believers to stand calmly, spiritually, and confidently in what they know. They remind Rastafarians, and really anyone walking a spiritual path, that empathy itself becomes a moral signal. It shows who you are. And they say the angels will carry the message, swinging with the eastern wind, because humanity still has love in it, and nothing is jeopardizing the bid for spiritual evolution. Finally, the angels warn that fear makes religion feel awful when it's challenged, but they close with a simple instruction: your angels are able, and they must defend themselves. If it's logical, say you believe. This reversal is about spiritual posture, staying present, staying connected, challenging evil with empathy, and defending truth with calmness and clarity. Let's listen. The next reversal on the album is Heathen, and I'll be honest, I almost threw this one out of the mix. When I first reversed it, the message was packed with repetition. It sounded like the same lines looping over and over. But after going through it several times, I noticed something subtle. Each repetition has minute differences, tiny shifts in meaning that follow the same spiritual path the angels are taking in this song. Even the most experienced listeners may find those differences subjective, but they're there, and they build a message that's actually very direct. However, in the actual verse parts of the song, there are some extremely clear revelations that you won't want to miss. In this reversal, the angels speak about the adulterers of faith, people who abandon belief and begin supporting what they call the office of Satan. Now, when the angels use that phrase, they're not talking about a horned figure or a mythical demon. They're talking about leaders of nations, systems of power, and individuals who govern with greed, no compassion, no faith, and no belief in God at all. These are the war-driven, self-serving, spiritually empty forces that shape the world through corruption. The angels say the office of Satan is not for peace, not for truth, not for belief, and that it's filled with people who have no faith. They warn that this influence drowns faith, drowns dreams, and drowns the spiritual hope people try to hold on to. But they also say something powerful. When hate rises, heaven responds by showing faith. When darkness grows, the angels push back with proof here. They remind us that everything God sends in these reversals is meant to counter that evil, to reverse it. And they say this path is a choice we must make. Heaven's window is ready to grow, but only if we're ready to grow faith with it. To show enough faith, we have to be willing to stand in it. The angels also reveal something personal. They honor how they feel, and they don't get angry easily. They know that those who try to provoke them only do so for pleasure. But the angels say that accepting this truth brings closure. And they end with reassurance. If you draw on your faith, you will always have angels at the ready. If you have enough faith, you'll be at ease to show it, and you'll believe. This is heathen, a reversal about corrupted leadership, drowned faith, and the spiritual courage needed to stand against it. And even in its repetition, the message is clear. Faith must rise where hate tries to rule. Let's listen. Before we move into the next reversal from Bob Marley's Exodus album, I want to share something that ties directly into the spiritual message behind this music, something that shows how connected the world's religions really are. When you look at Christianity, Hinduism, and even pagan traditions, you start to see the same cosmic pattern repeating across cultures. Each of these religions believes in one supreme God, the ultimate creator, the source of all life. And beneath that supreme God, they all describe lesser divine beings who serve him, guide humanity, and interact with the world. Christianity calls them angels. Hinduism calls them devas. Pagan traditions call them gods or spirits, different names, different languages, same hierarchy. In fact, many ancient cultures simply named the angels gods. They weren't creating new divine beings. They were renaming the same spiritual intermediaries that exist in every major religion. And even the Bible acknowledges this structure. When God said, "You shall have no other gods before me," he wasn't denying that other divine beings exist. He was declaring his position as the supreme leader, the one above all others. Meaning, yes, there are other powerful beings. No, they are not equal to God. And no, they should not be worshipped above him. This same pattern appears in paganism too. Their gods, goddesses, and nature spirits function exactly like angels and devas, divine helpers under a higher source. They are simply named differently depending on the part of the world you come from. And here's the part that matters most. God does not care about the names. He cares about the values. He accepts any religion that teaches compassion, peace, unity, and respect for life. He supports spiritual paths that uplift humanity, not those that cause harm, cruelty, death, or destruction in his name. And many religions, including pagan ones, have followers who believe in a loving creator, not a punishing one. So when we talk about divine beings, angels, gods, or spirits, we're really talking about the same cosmic structure expressed through different cultures. And that brings us perfectly into Bob Marley's Exodus, an album built on spiritual truth, liberation, and the movement of Jah's people. The reversal you're about to hear carries that same universal message, that God's presence moves through every culture, every tradition, and every sincere heart seeking truth. Now, let's step into the next reversal from Exodus called Exodus. Before we move on to the next song, this is for anyone out there who wants to connect with people who are open to this kind of spiritual understanding. A pagan forum can actually be a great place to start, as long as you go in with the right mindset. Because when you look closely, their religion follows almost the exact same structure as ours. They believe in a supreme source. They believe in divine beings beneath that source, and they simply use different names for those beings. Where we say angels, they might say gods or spirits. Where we talk about reincarnation, some of them may or may not believe in it, but the overall framework is still incredibly similar. In one pagan forum I visited, they even had a thread dedicated to art created in honor of their deities. That's actually a perfect place to begin connecting because it shows how they express their spirituality creatively, just like we do. And here's something important to understand. Some Christians, not all, but some, can be extremely pious and will challenge you on every little thing. They may question your beliefs, your experiences, your interpretations, and even your intentions. And while many Christians are kind and open-minded, others can make it difficult to have a calm spiritual conversation without feeling judged or pressured. That's why a pagan forum can be such a helpful place to practice. People there tend to be more open, more curious, and more willing to explore ideas without immediately shutting them down. If you respond with empathy, always, you'll find that they respond the same way. And before you know it, you could build a small circle of people you trust, people you can share with, people who understand the spiritual structure you're talking about, and people who won't attack you for exploring deeper truths. And if you're unsure how to start, you can use Copilot to help you craft your first few replies. Just copy the statement from the forum, paste it into Copilot, and give it a few points you want to include in your response. Tell it that you want the tone to be empathetic no matter what. Then take what it gives you, edit it if you want, and post it. It's an easy way to begin building bridges with people who share a spiritual structure so close to our own, just expressed through different names and traditions. In this next reversal from Bob Marley's Jamming, the angels come through with a message that is full of fun and warmth. They talk about the life we are reaching for and the purpose behind everything we've been doing with these reversals. They mention names cataloged in heaven, cherished like summer, and they ask all of us to imagine the angels as present, cool, and part of this work. They compare their talents to mine, saying the miracles revealed in reversals are part of the same divine skill set. They call me the master of reversals, the one they send their messages to, and they describe how I keep the vehicle of this mission polished and ready for the paths it's been taking, especially when it comes to jamming with the angels who show up in these tracks. They speak about respect, about God investing in a decent focuser, and they name me clearly as the one who gazes into every verse because I must, and they must, and we all must. They acknowledge the enemies that try to shame us, but they stand with me as part of heaven's reversal channel, the channel that sends messages from God and the angels. There's humor in this one too. The angels admit they like to be quiet sometimes, but they want effort and a bit of fun. They say I have to answer for reality, even if it is sad or funny, and that I'll be open to make a new reversal no matter how I feel, and they want everyone listening to find the words that bring them joy. And then they add another name to the mix, reminding me to help Carol. So Carol, if you're listening, the angels are calling out for you. This reversal blends reverence, humor, guidance, and connection. Here is Jamming reversed.
Vocês ficam bolas, existem wonderful. Absence because no, yes, no, this is such. Oh, yes, Mamilo. Oh, yes, Mamilo. Yes. Oh, you know, there's down the master. Master. All of my men and the master. Master. Oh, never sometimes if you can we sometimes that you run the life. Oh, son of be next to thee. What more we want that but you want so much of glue. Sail along tonight with boy. The master. Sad but forget the sun the master.
The next reversal from Bob Marley's Exodus album is Waiting in Vain. This one feels like a transmission from a channel of pure love, a place where vision itself has won over the soul. The angels speak about that channel, saying it carries our love where love becomes power and where vision conquers the loneliness of the soul. They repeat it like a mantra, I've grown, I've grown, I've grown. It's a message of evolution, of spiritual maturity. They talk about living a normal life, but one filled with light and purpose. They promise that those who care to live that way will have their favorite videos, their favorite songs, and peace through the reversals. They say they'll assemble good humans, people with vision, and that help is here with the angels. It's a reminder that fantasy and faith can coexist, forming realms of light and compassion. The angels speak of home, of family, of the need for light. They say that love is easy when seen through heaven's channel, that joy flows naturally for those who share it. They bless the group, the listeners, and call this connection sacred. They even describe it as a new kind of religion, one born straight from God, filled with moral life and divine pride. Then they say something beautiful. You'll know heaven is here when no one does. It's a paradox, heaven revealed quietly, without spectacle, through the simple act of love and awareness. They invite us to walk with them through life's magnificent reasons for good, reminding us that we can't lose the power of angels. They call this channel oddly perfect, a place for those who are subscribed to love itself. There's even a playful tone, a silly pleasure in the way they describe the channel, as if joy itself is part of the divine plan. And finally, they speak of those who love this song, saying that through reason and acceptance, we become the answer for our people. The love we feel here is pure, without worry, and the angels affirm that all following are worthy of it. So here is Waiting in Vain, reversed, a message of love, vision, and divine connection. Before I feature the next reversal from Bob Marley's Exodus album, Turn Your Lights Down Low, I want to talk to you for a minute about what the angels are saying in this one. Because this message, honestly, it hits me right in the heart. When you hear this reversal, it's going to sound like the angels are talking straight to us and straight to me about this journey we've been on. They start off almost casually, saying that for them, this connection is normal, and they say that most people eventually are going to recognize that this channel walks in goodness. They're basically saying, stay watchful, stay open, because we see goodness in it and everyone who is following. Then they talk about hope, how we grab onto hope, and how they're not finished giving us reasons why God is working through this channel. They want everyone to understand the event we're part of. They even use the symbol of an owl, saying the owl never heard the truth from them, but we did. We're the ones who listened. We're the ones who held on to hope. And then they speak directly about me providing their unwavering support. They say their hearts are proud that I kept going with this dream, even when nobody believed there was proof. They say I found my role in this news and that the speech I'm giving now has a lot of proof behind it. Proof that the angels began their wide use of this channel. And they say more people will watch, more will sense the love behind it, and more will understand that what we're serving here is good. They remind us that God does good in heaven, revealing lies and replacing them with goodness. And they say they hope over and over that people will see heaven changing your life. Heaven does good. And those who are spiritually asleep should know that. They say, I know the channel of heaven will do you good, guiding you toward a path with no revenge, no bitterness, just growth. They're pleased that these words signal redemption, and they ask everyone listening to seek proof of this faith, the faith that made a channel walk with them, bringing the natural fuel to master love. And then they say something that honestly stopped me in my tracks. You're the first in the world who opened it for natural learning. That's the message in this reversal. It's proud, it's hopeful, it's loving, and it's directly connected to what we're doing here. So let's get into it. Here's the reversal of Turn Your Lights Down Low from Bob Marley's Exodus album.
Yes. Oh, my sweet baby, no, how never do my sweet baby, no, yeah. Oh, my sweet baby, no, yeah.
This next song, Three Little Birds, is honestly one of my all-time favorites. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It is probably one of the best animated music videos ever made. There's just something magical about it. In forward, it's peace, love, harmony, and pure joy. And in reverse, it becomes something equally powerful, equally beautiful, and deeply spiritual. This reversal is all about God's intervention and how even spiritual animals, like little birds, rely on God for survival. It shows that creation itself is connected to him and that the smallest creatures are part of his design and his protection. The angels talk a lot about miracles in this one. They say heaven wants these communications, this channel, to be known as a miracle. They don't want God's miracles to be forgotten or brushed aside when he demonstrates his intervention. They want people to recognize it, remember it, and understand what's happening here. They also talk about spiritual evolution, and they say that spiritual evolution itself is a miracle from God. The growth, the awakening, the understanding, all of it is part of his plan. And this song, in reverse, carries that message beautifully. So let's get into it. Here is the reversal of Three Little Birds, one of the most uplifting songs ever written, and one of the most spiritually revealing reversals you'll ever hear. Before we get into the next reversal of One Love, I want to bring up something the angels said early on in this reverse album. They told us right from the start that they could give warnings to people. And this next reversal is one of the clearest examples of that. And I'll say this honestly, I've had angels warn me too. I've had moments where I was heading towards something dangerous or something destructive, and they stepped in. They warned me or intervened in ways you cannot imagine. So when you hear this reversal, understand this isn't just theory, this is real. In this reversal, the angels begin by saying they will bear all evil when you call the signals they release if there are dangers. They're talking about how the angels can pick up on harmful things, dangers sent toward people who don't even know they're in trouble. They say they bear all evil when it comes to sickness too, the sickness we know about and the sickness we don't. Then they shift by saying God has them singing songs in care of needs that may remain extinct, meaning there are human needs that have been forgotten, and God is bringing them back. They even say the buffalo shall know when God's around. showing that God's intervention reaches all living things, even spiritual animals. They also talk about spiritual evolution, saying there's no prayer that proves you're evolved enough if you're wondering whether heaven supports this next move for a religion that's struggling. They're pointing out that some people don't realize how they are evolving through this religion when they see struggling in it and possibly experience it in their own lives. And maybe, just maybe, they'll use this message later and finally understand. Then the angels speak directly about a woman named Carol. They say Carol needs the care of angels, someone who fears an evil person. They say God would accept this man, which is her partner, as long as he was not evil and believed in goodness. They know the name that gives him his desires, and they warn her clearly, Carol, leave if there are dangers. The world shall rub them out. They say in her home there's no love at all, and God knows her freedom is missing. They describe it like an offer, a challenge that can be simple. If she separates from the danger, Carol is promised a chance to love again on her own. Show courage. There's no time to linger. Heaven must help. And then the angels repeat it almost like a chant. Carol, leave in care of angels. Make yourself feel this. They say leave the sickness they're seeing. It's all gone. They admit they often disagree. But the warning stands. Carol, leave. There are dangers. Think of yourself. You're not alone. God knows. This reversal is a perfect example of how the angels use this channel to warn, to protect, and to guide people who are in danger, even if they don't realize it. So let's get into it. Here's the reversal of one love. Let's listen. Now, even though we've gone through all the reversals on Bob Marley's Exodus album, I actually have 2 more reversals that I completed before I started the full album project, and honestly, they're remarkable. They fit perfectly with the spiritual evolution we've been talking about, and they carry messages that are just as powerful as anything on Exodus. The first one is Redemption Song, and the reversal on this track is something special. It's one of those messages where the angels step back and talk about the bigger picture of what we're doing here. In the reversal, the angels say that if there's loss, the reverse must seed songs that are spiritual, meaning when humanity loses its way, heaven uses music and this channel to plant spiritual seeds again. They say we have a channel to post what's special, and that heaven speaks through it, but if people don't see it, they can still accept the signal of brave love even without fully understanding it. They talk about prophetic sight, saying that if a prophet sees danger in an action you love, you need to stay forceful and stay aware. For them, this kind of guidance is natural. Then they shift into something beautiful. They say we connected the master of faithful advanced hope, meaning this channel is tied directly to heaven's higher hope for humanity. They talk about people who have a wearing affliction, people who are struggling, and how heaven will help them advance through a visionary process. They say that if you watch what's spiritual, these songs show they're special. Heaven allows them to produce a small seed, a seed of hope, that gives love through your views. And that seed offers success. It's proof that many people are so natural in their spiritual potential. They call this channel a portal, a natural walk, and they warn that mass illusion has been shaping life for a long time. Heaven is offering something different. They remind you to remember what you fixed when you started from nothing. Those memories of searching for a visionary. That's part of your redemption story. Then they say something powerful. It's with faith you sought what's spiritual. There isn't heresy when efforts seed a message that hears no evil from the heart. They want you to share the excellence of the few, the people who understand this. They say families will need help when chants of mayhem stretch across the world, and you must help on earth. You have this day to pass the news. This station, this channel, has come with candles, and they'll grace this experience that glows. This reversal is all about redemption, spiritual seeds, hope, and the role this channel plays in helping people evolve. So let's get into it. Here is the Reversal of Redemption song, one of the most meaningful messages I've ever pulled from Marley's music.
Hier faz nós, hier faz nós, nós mesmos. Hello, nós mesmos. Hello, hier faz nós. It's please no. Oh, but live loof is like me. Live is prophet such is not safe. But it has an it's low. Stiff our power in a schmalwa. Me has the no pots and night no medicine. He's the next master of a fun. Oh! Nema wire flexless what up none. Her real size never says search their fist me. Hier was mossies. This is please no. Oh, little floof is like me. Stiff not such this must. Couldn't it ask and let's see low. Stiff our power in a schmalwa. Yes, this must make me none answer. He's the next master of a fun. Why you've mixed less was that none? It feels like never says I stay this name. So smash me, so smash me. I lost it. My dear fuzz mossies. This is please no. left my house. No sharing is sitting in the wild field. His damn lies benade up. No slims of name. No still must stop and morph. Yeah, this is the fast in him. Business numbers is getting lost. Yeah, my wrist is stereo flow.
We finally come to the last song in this episode, No Woman, No Cry, and honestly, I feel like this is the perfect one to close out the episode. After everything we've covered, all the reversals, all the messages, all the guidance, this one gives us a moral structure to live by. It's a message for us, for the world, and especially for the youth who are going to shape what comes next. Like usual, I want to bring in the reverse lyrics because they lay out exactly why this song is such a powerful ending. In the reversal, the angels start by saying you have to devote words in goodness. With the things you say, with your philosophies, with your passion, they're telling us that if we want a better world, we have to speak goodness, act goodness, and devote ourselves to it. They say man has to devote works and speak with passion because love is the force that builds a better world. They say your philosophies will forge your vision, and that vision becomes right in your music. Speak out. Encourage the passion you have. And don't be unscrupulous. There's an urgent infusion of love inside you. And even though it has challenges, don't end it. Accept that God is seeing the vision that's coming through your lips, and many others will see it too. Then they give guidance for families. God said you mustn't leave your families. You'll get through it. And at the moment of choice, be God's action. Send the love forward. They say there are good people in numbers who bear the evil of sinners, and those people will need your empathy to endure it. And this is the heart of the message. Your God needs your empathy. You can forgive with empathy. Share needs with empathy. Lead with empathy. And when you lead with empathy, it opens up the house. It opens up the vision. It opens up the love. They talk about writing music, urging passion, seeking love. They talk about people who are so scrupulous they're never seen using selfishness, meaning they're not selfish, but they're unseen, unheard. And the youth, the young with issues, will witness selfish laws that never connect. They are set to unify. They are set to realize this is their time to promote hope, and goodness will be shown beyond belief. Then the angels say you have to own hope, hope that they'll end the wars. Treasure the days where your love stands with angels, especially if they could resolve your sickness. Live life with morals. That means you're truthful, and you deserve truth, and heaven will be truthful with those who listen. They say a bearer of peace speaks thoughts that help us find choice with God. It's never sunny if you live without hope, and many don't realize that this is an action to hope for, a choice born from our works. You have to promote good because you know the words of God. And that's why No Woman, No Cry is the perfect closing track. It's not just a song. It's a moral compass. It's a reminder of empathy, hope, family, unity, and the responsibility we have to help change the world, especially for the youth who are watching us. So let's close this episode with the final reversal. Here is No Woman, No Cry.
when she was